This is Thursday, and every Thursday I attempt to address a different metaphysical subject as it relates to health and physiology and the human body-mind, right? Metaphysics is described as that which is outside of the ken of conventional physics to be able to understand. Love, right, is beyond the ken of physics to explain and or understand. And if you would like me to prove that supposition, then it's easy. Do you love your mother? Do you love your father? If the answer was yes, I'd like you to prove it. Can you prove it? No, you cannot prove it, but you know it, but you cannot prove it. It's a metaphysical experience, right? The existence of the spirit, the existence of the soul, consciousness itself, all of these things fall under the purview of metaphysics. It's interesting when you think about it, because the very stuff that animates the human body, the very stuff that runs the show, is inside of the metaphysical zone, and the MDs are inclined to completely discount it. And this is why they have thrown the baby out with the bathwater in their understanding of how the human body works. Because nobody has ever discovered the soul, dissected the soul, seen the soul with an MRI or a CT scan. It does not exist, right? Because as far as physics is concerned, you have to measure it. You have to be able to prove it, and you can't. You can experience it, but you cannot prove it. And so today, we're talking about the concept of prana. Prana as it relates to the health and the function of the human body. Prana is a very interesting phenomenon. Prana is a term which originates with Hindu philosophy, and it is a very well-known phenomenon inside of old-fashioned yoga. Old-fashioned yoga, not new-fashioned Hollywood yoga. I'm talking about fundamental foundation yoga, which is quite a bit different than what is rolled out here at yoga studios in the United States. Prana is described by the yogis as an invisible force smaller than an atom, which is conscious. It is a conscious force, smaller than an atom, which exists in nature and which is part and parcel of the spiritual experience of the physical plane of reality that we exist in. And the presence of prana inside the human body, or the lack of prana inside the human body, goes a long way towards determining how healthy the human body is. Prana finds entry into the body through different mechanisms, different channels, but the primary channel, the primary method of entry of prana into the human body is the respiratory tract. This is where it gets very interesting, right? Because you can go without food for weeks, you can go without more months, you can go without water for weeks, but you can only go without air for minutes. If you stop breathing, you die. Interestingly enough, there is an intimate relationship between the rhythms of your respiration, the rhythms of your breath, and different states of consciousness. You may have noticed that when you are angry or upset, your breathing becomes hard and erratic and rapid. Right? When you are physically exerting yourself, running for the touchdown, skating across the blue line, right, on a breakaway, when you are engaged in physical activity, your heart rate goes up, your breathing goes up. And quite the contrary, when you are relaxed and in a peaceful frame of mind, your breathing slows down considerably. Interestingly enough, you can have impact upon your conscious state of mind by regulating your breathing. And part of this has to do with prana, and part of it doesn't. When you become an adept at regulating the breathing process in your body, when you can consciously bring your breathing under your control, and anybody can do this, by the way, It's like riding a bicycle. The more you do it, right, when you first start to get on a bicycle, it's hard. You don't know how to do it. You need training wheels. You need someone to help you, right? And it's difficult. And then all of a sudden something clicks and you figure out how to ride a bike. Well, that's how it is with these metaphysical practices, meditation, and breathing techniques. Once you figure it out, once it clicks, it's easy. So you can help to calm your mind down or speed your mind up, whatever you need to do, by regulating your breathing. Interestingly enough, I don't know if you have ever watched somebody sleep, but when somebody sleeps, the inspiration, the inhalation, is twice as long as the exhalation. It's a long inhalation and a short exhalation, a long inhalation and a short exhalation, a long inhalation and a short exhalation. This is the rhythm of breathing, and if you are an insomniac, in addition to the 90 essential nutrients, extra calcium and extra magnesium, which will make you sleep like a baby as long as your blood sugar levels are regulated, when you consciously direct your breathing like this, you're lying in bed, you can't sleep, well, here's an exercise. Find a comfortable position, whether it's on your left side, your right side, or your back. In a perfect world, it would be on your right side. In a perfect world, it would be on your right side, and I will tell you why in a minute. When you breathe, you want to just become aware of your breath and consciously make it so that your inhalation is twice as long as your exhalation. Your inhalation twice as long as your exhalation. And if you do that for 5 minutes, within 5 minutes, you will be drifting off into the land of Nod because your breathing regulates your consciousness. And so when you force your breathing into a particular pattern, your conscious mind has to follow suit. It has to. It can't not follow suit. So make the inhalation twice as long as the exhalation, and you will be in the land of Nod before you know it. Now, the yogis go on to say that prana enters the body or moves through the body in two specific channels. There are many channels that prana moves through the body in, and these channels are referred to as nadis, N-A-D like David, I-S like Sam, nadis. And the nadis to the yogis are similar to the meridians, the energy meridians that the acupuncturists tell us about, right? The channels, the invisible channels in the body through which the chi flows. The chi flows. Very similar paradigms here, the understanding of the Oriental version of chi or ki and the yogic version, understanding of prana. There are similarities there. But nonetheless, the two major channels of prana in the human body are the left and the right. And those channels are expressed in the human body in the nose. So as far as the yogis are concerned, the prana enters into the body. When prana is moving through the left-hand channel in the body, it is excitatory, and it's energetic, and it's hot. And when prana is moving through the right channel of the body, now I got that backwards. When prana is moving through the left channel of the body, it's soothing, calming, and it slows things down. And when prana is moving through the right channel of the body, it excites things and heats things up, moves things up. Right? And this is the life that we experience here on planet Earth, and the physical plane of planet Earth is this juxtaposition between dualities, right? The physical plane of existence is defined by duality. Up and down, left and right, north and south, east and west, positive and negative, good and bad, night and day, winter and summer, spring and fall, so forth and so on, right? It is a world of duality that we live in, and this is expressed in the physical body through these two pranic channels. The left channel, which is calming and soothing and cool, and the right channel, which is excitatory, aggressive, and hot. Interestingly enough, if you were to just watch, and this would be a very, very difficult thing to do, but if you were to just be mindful, sit in a chair and just watch your breath every day, As long as both sinus cavities are open and free and there are no obstructions, the breath, as it moves into your body through your nostrils, changes nostril about every 15 minutes. Your breath, the inhalation for 15 minutes or so will be through the right nostril, and then exhalation through the left nostril, and then it switches. Inhalation through the left nostril, and then exhalation through the left nostril. It switches back and forth like this in order to help maintain and regulate the balance, energetic balance, right? Remember, this is Metaphysical Thursday, the energetic balance inside the human body. This is what the yogis argue. Now, if you are attempting to digest food, if you are attempting to run a race, if you are attempting to be aggressive in some way, or you need to heat your body up, then you need to close the left nostril and just exclusively breathe in and out through the right nostril. If you do that, you will excite the type of prana which is associated with increased heat and increased energetic activity. And conversely, if you are trying to cool your body down or calm your mind down, block up the right nostril and breathe exclusively through the left nostril. When you do this, your body will become cooler and you will calm yourself down. Fascinating stuff. I want to talk a little bit more about this when we come back, and then we're going right to the phones. Thanks for tuning in and turning on. I am Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. Stick around.
A lot of people's lives and bodies are out of balance. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops optimize pH level and get rid of harmful waste and acid. Just a few drops in water restores vibrance and energy and gets you back in balance. Now order 2 bottles and get $10 off your order. Sign up for monthly auto shipping and save 25%. Call 800-518-7615 or visit alkavision.com. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at alkavision.com.
What looks good under your Christmas tree and tastes even better? Big Berkey water filters. Yes, the gift of clean water. A gift that provides a great foundation for achieving good health in the lives of your loved ones. A Big Berkey water filter gives them protection from bacteria, heavy metals, chlorine, fluoride, pesticides and herbicides, VOCs, and more. And best of all, a Big Berkey water filter is a gift that lasts for many years with no additional investment. And that saves time and money in filter replacements that other water filters require and are even powerful enough to purify treated, untreated, or even stagnant pond water. As always, all orders over $50 are shipped free, and GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Order online at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com, spelled Big, Berkey, waterfilters.com, or call 877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Gift well this Christmas. Give a Big Berkey water filter.
We use mobile devices right against our bodies every day, but growing scientific evidence has emerged showing serious health risks associated with exposure to EMF radiation emitted from these devices. The solution is Defender Shield, the most effective mobile radiation shielding ever developed. Defender Shield blocks virtually 100% of EMF radiation from cell phones, tablets, and laptops, and starts at just $64.99. Buy now at DefenderShield.com. For 10% off, use promo code GCN. DefenderShield.com, the worldwide leader in mobile radiation shielding.
If you're like me, you're concerned about the stock market and the economy. You're asking the questions, but it just doesn't seem that you're getting the right answers. Well, my friends at the Wealth Preservation Institute not only have the answers, but they've put together a free report, How to Survive the Upcoming Economic Collapse and Protect Your 401ks, IRA savings, and retirement income. Don't hesitate. This report's for free for a limited time by calling 888-772-2929. That's 888-772-2929. Take back your financial lives today.
Hi, this is Dr. Joel Wallach, the Mineral Doctor. You've heard me talk about 90 for Life for years. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, 2 fatty acids. You may not know this, that I've actually designed Arthrodex for animals. That's right. Your pets need 90 for Life too. Get this essential pet product by calling 877-279-9422. That's 877-279-9422. Again, 877-279-9422.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your longevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sam Nussbaum with the Anthem Foundation. Premature birth is the leading cause of death of babies and disabilities for children. That's why we support the March of Dimes to help mothers have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment and outreach to help moms during their pregnancy and give every baby a healthy start in life. Learn how you can help at marchofdimes.org.
So you can regulate what's happening in your body, make your body hotter, make your body colder as need be, make your body less active, make your body more active as need be by regulating the channels through which the prana is moving in your body. And how do you do that? Well, if you want to breathe through your left nostril, you stop up your right nostril with one of your fingers and vice versa. Now, there's also a technique, a yogic technique called alternate nostril breathing, which helps to bring your body into a state of balance. And we can talk about that at another time and place. But interestingly enough, when you are sleeping, when you are attempting to go to sleep at night, you don't want to be charged up, hot, and energetic. You want to be cooled down and peaceful, right? So you can help to cool your body down and get into a peaceful kind of mellow state of mind by concentrating the breath exclusively through the left nostril. Now, if you lie on your right side, the right nostril closes up, the left nostril opens up, and vice versa. So if you are having trouble sleeping and you want to take a dip in the metaphysical prana pool, then lie on the right side of your body and do the breathing technique that I described at the beginning of this show today, where the inhalation is twice as long as the exhalation, and you will drift off to the land of Nod before you know it. Interestingly enough, the yogis say that prana is intelligent, that prana has intelligence. And the more prana is in the body, the better your body will work, because it brings a vital force, a vital energy into the body, which helps the body to work the way that nature intended it to. This, of course, the medical doctors say is all a fiction and say is all a nonsense, but the yogis have direct personal experience of this. And this is the sticking point with metaphysical experiences, because you cannot prove a metaphysical experience, right? If you had an out-of-the-body experience right now and went to heaven and talked to Jesus, and then you came back to your body, you wouldn't be able to prove it. You couldn't prove that that had happened, and the doctors would think that it was a hallucination and you were making it all up. It was your neurons were firing because of who knows why, right? So you can't prove metaphysical experiences unless you are extremely adept. And there are very few people on the planet that are extremely adept and that can actually demonstrate this stuff. In any event, when we enter into this zone, a metaphysical zone, it is all about experience. So fool around with this and see whether or not you have a similar experience. You're trying to heat your body up, breathe through the right nostril. You're trying to cool your body down, breathe through the left nostril. Trying to energize yourself, digest your food better, breathe through the right nostril. Get into a meditative, quiet, or prayerful state of mind, breathe through the left nostril. It's like that. Now, what I'd like to finish out this segment with, and then when we come back at the end of this next commercial break, we're going to go to Moshta in Texas. You can see prana. It's a interesting phenomenon, but you can actually see it. It's not easy to do, but you can do it. Prana tends to collect itself in natural environments, right? It's hard to detect prana in the middle of the city, but if you live in the country, it's a relatively easy thing to see. So The next time you are out in nature, sit down somewhere and look into the distance, or look at the tops of the trees or at the tops of the mountains, and let your vision go soft, right? Don't be focusing on any one thing. Just don't focus on anything. Let your vision go soft, and you will see at the top of the trees or on the top of the mountains little eeny, weeny, teeny points of white light. Little eeny, weeny points of white light, and they're moving rapidly in millions of different directions. This is prana. This is prana. This is an exercise that you can use to actually see prana. This is another reason why people who are old-fashioned yogic adepts move away from cities and into the country, into the mountains, right into the caves, because prana collects itself more there. And when you do breathing techniques, the intention of which is to concentrate prana in the body, to increase the vitality and the wisdom and the strength of the body, it's much easier to do that when you are in a natural setting. You're in a natural setting. Let your vision go soft and look to see if you can't see eeny, weeny, teeny white points of light dancing all around. That is prana. How about that? Texas is up next, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around. The men in the white coats are coming to kill us. They're coming to kill us. They're coming to kill us. The men in the white coats are coming to kill us. Run, run away. Women also, men and women. MDs, leading cause of death in the world, leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States. Run away from the MD. Your MD has nothing for you if you are up against a chronic disease, besides symptom suppressive medications, which are based on an old-fashioned, outdated methodology, which does not even attempt to cure the condition. It only attempts to manage the symptoms. There are times at which MD-directed medicine is indicated, but most of the time it is a fool's errand to bring your body to the office of an MD if you are suffering with a chronic health condition. Let's go to Texas and talk to our old friend Moshe. Hey, Moshe, welcome back. Let me click the right button here. Hold on, buddy. You are live. Moshe, can you hear me?
Yes. Hi, Dr. Glidden.
There you go. Perfect. Hey, welcome back, buddy. What's happening in Texas?
Thank you for taking my call. I was listening to the show yesterday, and it was a surprise for me to hear Dr. Wallach on the show. So I want to start off by wishing you a happy birthday. I hope you enjoyed your day, and God bless you and Dr. Wallach for helping us help the people in our lives.
Yeah, thanks very much, Moshe. I appreciate the positive strokes. Well, you're welcome. And, you know, this very much is a team effort. If it wasn't for people like you, Wallach and I would just be running around like, you know, chickens with their heads cut off, because we've got all this stuff to say, but nobody's listening, and then nobody takes action. So, you know, we are the band leaders, apparently, but without the band, you know, ain't no music gonna be made. So I appreciate the positive strokes, but I have to say right back at you, because without people like you, we couldn't get anything done, right?
Right, I appreciate that as well. I'm calling for a friend who is on many medications and has had a lot of surgeries, and she would like to know which products to take and how to get off of the medications. She's taking warfarin for thrombosis. She's taking 2 drugs for elevated cholesterol and triglycerides. She's taking metformin. She's taking 2 insulins, Humalog and Lantus. She's taking drugs for arthritis, high blood pressure, GERD and reflux. She's taking drugs for depression and anxiety. She's taking drugs for an overactive bladder. She has a CPAP machine for sleep apnea. She has varicose veins. She has macular degeneration. And then for her surgeries, she had a full hysterectomy done. She had an appendix removed, gallbladder removed, 1 C-section. She had another surgery to lift everything back up in her abdomen area, and she's got mesh holding those things together.
Well, I'll tell you what she has, Moshe. I'll tell you what she does have. She has really good medical insurance.
You're right, yeah.
She does, because there's no way that all of these procedures ever would have been done on somebody that didn't have really good medical insurance, because this stuff is extremely expensive. And, you know, it's also a testament to the way that allopathic MD-directed pharmaceutical centrist medicine works, right? It doesn't work. While she's been under the care of the MDs, she's gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. She's not getting better. She has one chronic illness piling up on the next, upon the next. And the MDs are clueless about how to cure any of this. And while she has been under their care, while she has been going to them, while she has been availing herself of their advice, all of these things have happened to her, right? And it's just crazy, because I think we have all become culturally conditioned to believe that the older that you get, the sicker you get, that it's just a matter of time until something in the body breaks down. It's just life. It's too complicated for anybody to figure out. We're only going to be able to figure this stuff out when we have the supercomputer on the Starship Enterprise. And, you know, that's going to be 300 years in the future. So for now, all you can do is manage the symptoms with the drugs and surgery, And thank God for the people that are managing the stuff with the drugs and surgery, right? This is, I think, what we think. This is certainly the aspect which is propped up by the world that we live in, by the culture that we live in, and certainly by the MDs. But nonetheless, it's a point well taken that while she has been under their care, her health has gone to hell in a handbasket, and it is not getting any better. So we have to start somewhere. Where will we start, and what will we do? Well, the first place to start with her, because of all of the stuff that's been going on with her historically, is with her digestive tract and her blood sugar. Right? Because the blood sugar is a big bad voodoo daddy. She's taking metformin, she's taking insulin. That needs to be fixed before anything else can come into line. And because of the holistic nature of everything that we do, when we are upregulating blood sugar metabolism and healing blood sugar metabolism with medical nutrition, we're also going to be healing other parts of the body at the same time, because everything's connected. So the first thing for her to do, I would put her on the Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid, plant-derived minerals, and the ultimate enzymes appropriate for body weight. And then I would give her one extra bottle of ultimate enzymes per body weight. I would also give her 3 bottles of Sweeties. I don't care how much she weighs. Give her 3 bottles of Sweeties. That's 12 a day. 4, 4, and 4. I don't care when she does that, between meals or before a meal, but I would like her to do the Sweeties at the same time every day. So, right, if she takes it at 10 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 8 p.m., she needs to do that every day. If she takes it before breakfast, before lunch, and before dinner, she needs to do that every day. She needs to get the Sweeties into her body in a regular, repeatable schedule, all right? After you dial in that kind of dosage schedule, I would also give her 1 extra bottle of plant-derived minerals and 1 extra bottle of EFA+. 1 extra bottle of plant minerals and 1 extra bottle of EFA+. Now, when somebody's taking insulin, they should have been, the emphasis here on the word should, they should have been educated by their medical doctor that they need to adjust the dose of the insulin based upon their blood sugar levels and the projected amounts of blood sugar that they're going to eat. A lot of people don't do this. A lot of people just find that difficult or cumbersome, where the medical doctors just don't tell them to do it in the first place. So, as she's going down the track here with this program, and of course, I forgot to mention, this is just a given, right, that she needs to stop the 12 bad foods. So as she's going down the track here with this program, and the blood sugars start to get better through the medical nutrition, if she takes too much insulin, she's going to go into insulin shock, and that's not good. So she needs to be Johnny on the spot with understanding what her blood sugar levels are and how much insulin she's going to need to inject. One of my most favorite stories to tell, we're working with a young man who's type 1 insulin dependent diabetic. He's in his 20s. And when he started Youngevity, he was able to reduce his insulin by 75% in like 2 weeks. So she needs to be measuring her blood sugars regularly and adjusting her insulin doses appropriately. And if she does not know how to do that, she needs to go to a pharmacist or go back to the MD or the nurse that prescribed it and have them explain it to her. She needs to have that dialed in, number one. Number two, the other thing that she needs to have dialed in is the thickness of her blood. And this is measured by a test called an INR or a PT time, prothrombin time. INR is kind of an international set of numbers. But in any event, if she's taking warfarin or Coumadin, then she should be having this test done regularly every 2 or 3, 4 weeks. So the next time she goes in for an INR or a PT test, if her blood is too thin, then the medical doctor should reduce her prescription of Coumadin or warfarin. And the recommendation here would be to just reduce the Coumadin or the warfarin based upon the readings that she gets whenever she has that test done. And if she does these two things at the same time, she does the medical nutrition in addition to everything that she's doing now. I wouldn't recommend she stop any of her medications now. But with time, the idea here is to get her so healthy that she doesn't need to take the warfarin, she doesn't need to take the metformin or the insulin. But we're going to need to, measure the effectiveness of this stuff and then adjust the dosage down of those meds appropriately. And the people that prescribe those meds will be able to give her counsel there as to what to do. Now, as far as everything else goes, there's a lot of work that needs to be done here, right? But we have to start somewhere. Don't want to overwhelm somebody with too many supplements. So this is a good place to start. We do the Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid, plant-derived minerals, 1 bottle of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month. And then in addition to that, we give 1 extra bottle of plant-derived minerals, 1 extra bottle of EFA+, and 3 bottles a month of Sweeties. That's a very good place for her to start. Oh, and I forgot, in addition to the Ultimate Enzymes, okay? Ultimate Enzymes as well. Eliminate the 12 bad foods. Be mindful of what's happening to the blood sugars. Be mindful of what's happening to the thickness of the blood. And 1 week at a time, she should be good to go. Does that make sense to you, Moshe?
Yes, thanks a lot. Just one last thing that I forgot to mention that that's been bothering her. She said she has a very itchy vulva. And
yeah, that's probably due to a side effect of one of the meds or an EFA deficiency. Right. Now, I know she has an EFA deficiency because of her symptom history. So because of that extra symptom, you may want to give 2 extra bottles of EFA+ a month. But because she's had the gallbladder removed, when she takes the EFA supplements, she's going to need to take the digestive enzyme. And I don't care how good she gets. I don't care how good her blood sugars become. I don't care how good everything else becomes. Because they yanked the gallbladder, she's going to need to take the ultimate enzymes for the rest of her life before every meal. I would counsel her to take 1 at the beginning of a regular meal and 2 at the beginning of a meal that has fat in it, because that's what bile does that she no longer has. It helps the body to digest fat. EFAs are fat, so when she eats a meal that she's having the EFAs in, she needs to take 2 of the ultimate enzymes, and then we see what happens over time. Right? This is going to be This is going to be an interesting thing to see evolve, right? And keep up the good work, Motion. Keep us in the loop as to what happens. Thanks so much for the call. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll finish up the show when we come back from the break with California and Lori, so stick around. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. Thanks for tuning in and turning on. Let's go to Lori in California and see what's what. Hey, Lori. Thanks for the call.
Hi,
you are live. What's up?
Thank you so much. Love your show. I know we only have a few more minutes, but I wanted to talk to you about blastocystis hominis. It's a parasite that has come out a couple more than 2 or 3 times on my stool test. Tried to get rid of it with triple antibiotic therapy and nothing doing. It doesn't seem to really bother me as far as bloating and that sort of thing, but I do have autoimmune thyroiditis, and I'm wondering if that is responsible for poking holes in my digestive system, or if I should just not worry about trying to get rid of it.
Well, it's interesting. Did you travel out of the country? Is that how you got it?
Mexico, yes.
Yeah, okay. So I also was diagnosed with blastocystis hominis after I came back from India 10 years ago. I was really in a bad way for about 8 months. This was before I knew Dr. Wallach. I also did antibiotic therapy for it. It's the only time in my adult life, since my health has been in my own care, that I did antibiotics, and they didn't work. So I know a lot about blastocystis hominis. It's interesting because there are some people in the scientific community that think it's just a normal organism and that it doesn't do anything. And there are some people that thinks it's, the Antichrist and it's a big bad voodoo daddy. So there's controversy inside of the scientific arena as to whether or not it's even problematic. So this begs the question, since this has been present in your laboratory reports, are you experiencing chronic or persistent gastrointestinal symptoms?
The only problem I have is that I constantly have little hiccups, little burps if I take even one bite of food, sometimes even a sip of water. It's little hiccup, little burp.
Okay, so little hiccups.
My stools, everything are perfect. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, okay. So little hiccups and little burps are caused by deficiencies in calcium and magnesium, and also presumptively because your stomach acid, the milieu of your stomach, is not optimal. And how does that happen? Well, your stomach, like anything else in the body, in order to function the way that nature and God intended it, it needs nutrients and raw materials, right? So if you run out of the raw materials that the stomach needs, it's going to develop strange and peculiar little symptoms. And when you think about hiccuping and burping, the first thing to consider is a deficiency in stomach acid and a deficiency in calcium and magnesium. Do you get restless legs at night in bed?
Not anymore, but I used to.
Okay. So now, autoimmune thyroiditis does not exist. It's not an autoimmune disease. It's a disease, but I believe it's not an autoimmune disease. There's a handful of us in naturopathic medicine that think that autoimmunity is a ridiculous notion and it's a ridiculous myth. Now, I've put together an hour-long video webinar in which I explained the whole thing about autoimmunity and how the MDs got it wrong. I can't, in that short amount of time that we have here, I mean, even if you were to call in at the very first, at the top of the hour, I wouldn't have enough time to explain this. So please go to my website, glidden.healthcare, glidden.healthcare. Become a Dr. Glidden advocate. It's a $20 a month subscription. Cancel at any time. And when you become an advocate, you'll have complete access to everything that I've ever done. You can go into the archives on the website and you can watch the webinar that I did on lupus, which is where I explain autoimmunity. I don't think you have an autoimmune disease. There is a problem with your thyroid, but your body didn't just wake up one day and start to digest itself like the MDs say. That's a ridiculous notion. So in any event, are you already taking longevity supplements?
Yes, I'm taking the minerals and I'm taking multivitamin, and I just started on the OsteoFX.
Okay, well, here's how much do you weigh?
I weigh 110.
All right, here's what I would do every month for the next 2 months. I would do 1 Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. One of those, Healthy Body Start Pack 2.0 liquid. 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals. 1 bottle of plant-derived minerals. 1 bottle of Beyond Osteo FX. 1 bottle of Beyond Osteo FX. And 1 bottle of Ultimate Enzymes per month for the next 2 months. Also, eliminate the 12 bad foods, and you can get that list for free on my website. Don't worry about the blastocystis hominis. Call me back in 4 weeks with a report. And thanks for your trust. Ladies and gentlemen, where does the time go? God willing and the creek don't rise. We'll see you next week. Until then, live long and prosper.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, LibertyOnCall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to LibertyOnCall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's LibertyOnCall.org.
911, what is your emergency?
There's somebody in my house. Hurry, please.
A home break-in happens every 22 seconds. Homes without a security system are up to 3 times more vulnerable to a burglary. That's why there's Simply Safe. In an emergency, our advanced wireless technology alerts police up to 10 times faster, and your connection to emergency services can't be cut because Simply Safe doesn't rely on landlines. Simply Safe costs less than half what traditional companies charge, just $14.99 a month, and there's no commitment to an annual contract. Protect your family with the highest caliber security. Go now to simplysafedefense.com and get 10% off with free shipping and a 3-year warranty. Hurry, and you'll also receive a keychain remote worth $25. Try Simply Safe for a full 60 days. You'll feel confident that your family is safe or your money back. Go to simplysafedefense.com right now. simplysafedefense.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
We've had an amazing year here at Supernatural Silver. We've truly enjoyed the fantastic response from thousands of people as they've tried our extraordinary product, and we're thrilled at the life-changing results people have. Our company email is continually full of happy, satisfied customers who thank us for the help they've received from Supernatural Silver. This holiday season, as you think of gifts to give your loved ones, consider giving Supernatural Silver, a gift that can help provide good health and wellness, a gift that can change lives and make a real difference. In a world where we are constantly exposed to dangerous health threats, give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance. Give Supernatural Silver. Go to supernaturalsilver.com and use the promo code HOLIDAY2015 for 20% off. And this holiday season, we wish you and yours the blessings of peace and good health from all of us here at supernaturalsilver.com.
Hi, I'm Rick Ossick with Famous Footwear.
Did you know that premature birth is the #1 killer of babies? That's why we support the March of Dimes in the fight against premature birth. Join us in supporting cutting-edge research, treatment programs, and outreach to help moms have full-term pregnancies and healthy babies. Learn how you can help save babies' lives at marchofdimes.org.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.